And we're back for a little bit more ESEA main action. This time it's going to be NERO Esports versus AdAstra. These are a number of players who I have casted. Tactile, I want to say has played Advanced. Honestly, I can't remember for the life of me. I have the memory of a small horse, which I'm not sure if they have good memory or not, but I have the memory of a crouton. That's what I'm trying to get across. AdAstra, I mean, otherwise though, they have Greg, they have Toad, they have Antoine, and Bear. Bear also, I believe, has played Advanced. These are all players who have played in Advanced. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at this point here. These are scary players, and maybe not one of my favorites to win the main division, but at the very least make playoffs and quite possibly make it deep into playoffs as well. It's going to be on Overpass as well, one of my favorite maps in the map pool, so hoping for some good things out of NERO Esports on this one here. Don't have much data to extrapolate from considering regarding their history, I should say. Same story goes for AdAstra. So it's going to be a lot of question marks for me, and that's what I always like to see. NERO Esports on their pistol are going to be sending 4 players over towards, I believe, mid, not connector. Now it's going to be a little bit of a split between the two. 2 connector, 2 towards mid, just looking for an early pick. Corroded Beef is already pushed up. Lots of nice information for the CT side here, but AdAstra are wise to it and will try to actually push right in for a little bit more. Crack shot back to their old alias, no longer known as, like, I already forgot what their name was, honestly, like Gragsta or something. I don't even realize. I don't know. They're back on Crack Shot, one of my favorite names to see. And AdAstra, they're just pressing W into the B bomb site at this point. They found a bunch of kills to their name, and they're going to be completely fine extending for a little bit more. There's bomb down. Hey, what's up, Steph? How you doing? I'm just casting over some demos and trying to get caught up with NERO Esports. I'm casting all their games this season. But thank you so much. I hope I can secure your vote. I hope that I can try to impress for the entire season, but we're down into main for now at least. We're not covering MDL just yet. JJ is on the bomb, and I wasn't even paying attention. I was paying attention to chat, but that is such an unwise thing to do, apparently, because JJ gets the ninja defuse, and somehow NERO Esports steal that one away. Miss Harvey, maybe you're the lucky charm that NERO Esports need, because they will just absolutely snatch that one. Lots of deagles in the works for AdAstra. Now NERO Esports, do have Hamasas as well as that MP9 in Crackshot's hands. I still wouldn't be surprised if AdAstra can get away with at least a couple of kills here if they extend for the right positions. Towards long might be something they're interested in. Otherwise, divider control could be completely fine too. I mean, NERO Esports, sure, they are favored when it comes to artillery, but they still have to be at least a little bit scared. Toad will at least disperse my fears a bit. That'll be the first kill going their way. Crackshot nabs it. So now the pace will slow down considerably. Jump peaks either which way. And a nice healthy grenade onto Grag. Tactile eats a bit of it as well. Shrapnel for breakfast. And now lead for dessert, apparently. JJ nabs 2 kills. The Deagles, again, finding a bunch of damage. This is really, really important. NERO Esports need to minimize how much they're going to be taking at the moment, because giving up much of anything at this point is really, really going to be detrimental for their economy in the long-form game. Grag. Now up against 3. The Deagle, 1 is possible. Anything more would just kind of be a pipe dream. There you have it. NERO Esports take their second. This is where things get a bit more difficult, however. 3 FAMAS. 3 FAMASI. FAMASas. Let's go with FAMASas. Including 2 M4s on top of it. Means that AdAstra actually are favored in this artillery versus artillery kind of duel. If you want to even try to think about CS that hard and completely ignore the util aspect of it. I mean, look, the AK can one-shot, these guns can't. Simple as that, right? Good little flash on through. Might be able to find Crackshot, who's located over towards barrels, but he manages to hide his head for a while. He's going to be forced out of position by those Molotovs, and that is unbelievable pressure coming in from AdAstra as they look to overwhelm and take that B bomb site. Maz at least finds one kill as he rotates towards the back of pit. His teammate will go down, and so he's going to have to pull off a massive solo effort to try to hold on, but he can't. 2 kills, that's his job completed, but that's all that his job description really, I guess, noted. Now it's JJ against 3. He's traded out 1 player at least. Anything more is going to be impossible. Are he really going to go for another ninja defuse? I didn't think so. Cute little attempt from JJ, however. And an NT, to be sure. I won't be able to take that one. But, I mean, considering, you know, how bad of a position NERO Esports were in pretty much from the get-go as soon as that execute started, I don't think the results are half bad. I mean, NERO Esports still managed to hold on for a while. Maz finding that 2K was pretty huge. I wonder if, you know, Maz realizes that AdAstra, they're afraid of pushing behind the site. Because Maz, oh, love that. That is such a sick read. You don't often see those double HE stacks going in over towards boost, but when you do, they always look so neat. Poor little corroded beef could do nothing about it, and they still hard clear AdAstra. Their brains are just massive at the moment. Oh, that is disgusting. They get another kill on top of it too. NERO Esports looking to go down to just nothing but pistols at this rate. Oh no, I know what they're up against at AdAstra, but even keeping that in mind, I have a lot of respect for how they're dealing with this. They don't lose a single player in the chaos of that round. They take some pretty decent guns away from the NERO Esports side. And now, again, as I mentioned, P250 or P250s are pretty much going to be the only thing that they can hope for. Otherwise, they're going to be sticking to the USPs. $0 invested on the NERO side. Pretty much what they have to do, considering their loss bonus is going to be 2,400, I believe. Will barely give them enough for M4s in this coming gun round. Trying to overwhelm towards connector. They trade 1 for 1. That's great, but this is where things actually get difficult. AdAstra. I mean, they've given up a MAC-10. Whoop-de-doo. But what can you do when Tactile decides that he wants to press W? The answer? Not much. NERO will just try to look for a couple of free kills if they'll be granted to them, but if AdAstra play this as smart as their sum of parts would, I guess, assume. Surely they don't give up much of anything here. And yeah, that's a real problem with the USPs versus the AKs. They're not going to do much. At least Ploki gets the AK-47, but that's only 2 guns removed. I have the entire AdAstra side, including one person who's saving. I mean, check out the money. Let's just be honest here. Let's not mince words when we are going to just say this is going to be a stomp. At least the CTs are able to force, but it is not a confident-looking force at all. I mean, it is just bad news bears for them. 2 CTs pushing up towards long. A new approach to the mid-A setup, which I kind of like. AdAstra with a lot of emphasis on trying to take early B control here. Water and Monster. Both contested and both not at all taken. Goes overwhelmingly the other way. NERO Esports elsewhere. I believe that was towards Connector. Actually even trade out a player on top of it. Putting things into a 2v4. Nice little re-smoke through. Floki heads up play to catch that player off towards Monster. And it's got to be Toad. He has advanced experience, but he loses to the main player, Ploki. And that's not bad at all. NERO Esports at least will trade things out and only lose a couple of guns while actually taking the round. in making things even. This has been pretty decent for them. Not the best CT side in the world, but you know, I can't exactly be bothered by the results either. There's still a lot more Counter-Strike to play. In theory, this could be a 12-3, but you know, let's not really pretend that's going to happen until we actually see any sort of reason to believe it. That early pick is something to believe, however. My lord, are we going to be happy about that one? That was from Long. Aggro setup from NERO. Maz is kind of dancing with death right here. He manages to avoid some bullets, which is okay. But I'm scared for what comes after these smokes start dissipating. Maz is probably a little bit terrified too. He backs up towards site, gives up some space over to Toad, who actually will go down. Bragg is waiting on the other side of that smoke as it dissipates, but he only gets 1 kill to his name. Nothing more and nothing less for AdAstra in this entire round as a whole. As Tactile probably looks just kind of hold on to that AK. It will be 4-3 in favor of NERO. You could at least find this kill on the Ploki. Good info. That Molotov. Not going to do anything, really. He's going to be up against a firing range. Take your pick. He's chosen to die by way of corroded beef. Which sounds like a medieval torture technique when you say it like that, I guess. Huh? On the back foot for the first time in a while, AdAstra. They'll be stuck on, I would say pistols, but they actually have a okay buy, really. Antoine with a Desert Eagle. A knife doesn't really help Bear's case. He's just, oh, poor guy. He even gets tagged down to 15 through the Molotov as well. This poor Glock is just going to be ruined. And there you have it. What a nice life from Bear. He died as he lived, on fire. Well, kind of a whitewash of a round. A washout. That's a word. Not sick results. AdAstra. I mean, not much you can really write home about regarding that round. It wasn't too deep strategically. 2 guns spot up. Neither of them had much of any effect. There was that initial kill that came out from Tactile, but that's it. NERO Esports, through this tactical pause, will probably just be trying to collect themselves too. AdAstra, I'm not sure exactly what they're using this one for. I feel they don't have to change up their playbook all too much to find decent enough success against NERO. This is still promising. I mean, just the raw talent on AdAstra alone is pretty scary. It's kind of surprising to see them in ESEA main, to be quite honest. But hey, they have to work for their spot, don't they? NERO Esports is at least giving them a run for their money early on this overpass game. Corroded beef. Oh no, he's looking the wrong way. They've completely shifted their focus off of Connector, and that will be one lethal mistake. Greg gets kill number 1, and as Corroded Beef tries to peek in, he finds 3 players, and he's not going to win a fight through a single one of them. AdAstra, early call just to walk push over towards Connector. Such a sick call. I'm not sure if that is what their tactical pause was used for, but hell, it did the trick. Bad timing as well, Ploki. That's unfortunate. He had the right idea on where Antoine could have been located, but wrong place, wrong time. At least Maz gets the trade out. At this point, economical damage is really all that you can hope for. Maz holding on to this rifle would be big news because the loss bonus is 1,400. The very minimum for the CT side. And if he held on to that AK, I mean, it could have gone over to JJ, who God knows what he could have done with it. They still will have guns otherwise, but poor little JJ is going to be stuck on Desert Eagle duty at best. And at worst, USP duty. It looks like he's actually decided for scout duty instead. Okay. I don't hate this. Where does he go? Look for an early peek. Yeah? He Didn't see anything. Oh, he spotted the gun barrel. Nice little shot through. He has to back off, though. Really rely on corroded beef. This is actually so insurmountable. It's important to mention that body shot is big, big news. He doesn't get the kill. And now he does, actually. But even if he did it, that tag was good enough. He goes down, but that's okay. He has done more than enough with that $1,900, excuse me, weapon. His teammates are able to collapse upon it as well. Find 2 kills completely solo as well. Because Greg is still in this picture. He's tagged up from that scout from earlier on in the round. Bear is the only healthy member of AdAstra. And sure, it's not something that you're going to go ahead and put in your highlight reel. You're not going to put that in your montage on your resume. But that was a pretty huge round from JJ, just considering what he had to work with compared to the rest of his comrades. But let's not extend this point too much. There's still AdAstra players on board. Maz, are you AFK? He's got to be, right? I don't know what just happened there. That's a terrible mistake to make if he wasn't AFK. Because what this means is that AdAstra have a real good chance at winning this. Post plane is really strong on the A site. If you lurk over towards where Bear is at the moment, I wouldn't be surprised if he can take this. Ploki has spotted his legs. The smoke will go in over towards Bank, but the first kill is taken away. The second one is as well. Bear. Oh, no. Please don't tell me you're going to do it to him. I told you, never count AdAstra out because they're still in the server. But the timing again catches them off. Bear. No way he just did that. A 1v3. NERO Esports, that is just salt in the wound. I still stand by everything I just said. JJ did have a massive round. And AdAstra, I mean, that 2v4, I would not have expected them to be the victors there, but giving up that kill, I don't know what Maz was doing, or if he was AFK, or if he lagged out, something. But that is just bad news Bears, man. Bad news in the form of Bear. Que sera, I suppose. So flash in banana, excuse me, monster. With the pistols, I don't have the highest of hopes from NERO Esports. Yeah, they get that initial duel win, but the cleanup is going to be so good from AdAstra. Nice shots from Code. Holy hell. Only he can make eco kills look flashy. 180 spray transfers, no biggie for him. 2v2. I'm really surprised this is as close as it is. How the hell have NERO Esports done this? ESEA main is just another beast entirely. Anything can happen. Greg wins the most difficult duel of the round. Now he has to do it again versus Corroded Beef. Corroded Beef. 5-7. Good little drop fake from Greg. Corroded, he's fell for it. Now the actual drop, excuse me, has come through. Corroded Beef has such a sick angle, but Greg is just a little bit better in the scenario. Back-to-back clutches for various members of AdAstra. First it was Bear, then it was Greg. Judging by the 4-letter name pattern that we have going at this moment, maybe Toad is next up. He's at 14 kills. I wouldn't be surprised if he pulled out something like that. Another great round. Marks the lead being taken by AdAstra. This default hasn't been punished all too hard. AdAstra have been able to get away with some of their antics towards connector time after time, but now NERO Esports are learning their lesson. They got a couple of more kills. A little bit afraid as they try to hold on to that connector control, but it doesn't matter. I mean, AdAstra are still in very difficult positions. And yeah, they get exposed pretty easily. One-off positions being utilized to full extent from NERO as well. That off angle towards heaven really risky to go for if it's going to be like a... It's not a position that you're going to be playing if AdAstra are going for a full exec, but to catch out a player trying to run up sandbags, it's a good idea. Antoine, don't tell me you're going to make it back-to-back-to-back clutches, right? He's gotten into a pretty solid position, has full utility on his belt, and he's gotten difficult kill. He needs to check barrels, though. But he doesn't. Hindsight's 2020, baby. He wasn't expecting a player located towards barrels as well as top pit, so he doesn't get the back-to-back-to-back clutches. And AdAstra will finally fall. But only for a little. Because of how close these rounds have been, the money is in pretty dismal affairs. Pistols on the board. HE doesn't connect at all for any damage. This is really great news for them. NERO Esports need to back off, give respect. They can demolish the pistols at their own pace. This is fine. AdAstra are just going to get picked off one by one. Although JJ gets two with it, or gets one with a USP, and the P250 is actually lethal on its own right. All good things must come to an end. Toad against 3. I mean, hey, I said the pattern of players with 4-letter names winning clutches might come true, and it could happen again. Maybe it couldn't. That's 7 now. It's fine, though. I mean, 3 guns for the cost of basically nothing is more than favorable for the T side. Far and away better. They can be very, very happy with that one here. And going into this next round, now AdAstra have a decent amount of rifles to call their own. A full set of rifles, in fact, including a Galil on top of it. There's a 1-for-1 over towards mid. A push up towards Fountain, very risky. But works out to decent regard. They need to keep an eye on Connector. JJ does just that, but a rare duel that he loses. It's not something I thought it would ever have to spout out of my mouth, but apparently it comes true just right here. What are these positions from NERO? I haven't the slightest idea. But they're caught sleeping. And AdAstra, I mean, sure, they'll take that any day of the week. Evened up into the last one of this half, and it doesn't look very good at all for the NERO side. The NERO camp is struggling. They have a FAMAS, they have a UMP, that's it when it comes to guns that are not pistols. And those 2 players who do have guns will actually be present for a long push. Greg is, I believe, watching for this. There he is, right as we switch to him, he gets the kill. Slow round in from AdAstra, which I really enjoy. Like, look at this. The patience on Greg is crazy. But he realizes that the eco is pretty shoddy. And the pinch is going to be more than enough to deal with all these pistol-wielding, UMP-wielding players. NERO Esports take a bow and allow AdAstra... Whoa, 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 whoa. Did you guys see that? Wait, did you guys see Tactile toss that flash at the perfect time where it ate the bullet? I think Tactile would have actually died if it wasn't for that flash being tossed out. I usually don't do this in demos, but I want to take a look at that again. That was actually kind of crazy. I forgot how bad the demo replayer is. Christ, this thing is bad. Let's go back and watch this again. Yeah. Okay. Did I skip it too far ahead? I'm sorry. Again, I usually don't do this, but I am really curious to see if that flashbang actually blocked the bullet. All right, check this out. Check this out. Did that get shot out of the air? I swear I saw it. Either way, that was just kind of a cool round. You know, it wasn't a terrible attempt. I like the idea of pushing 2 over towards Park, but it's just really strong positions from AdAstra really kind of did the number on them. Magic of demos is that you can just speed through these downtime moments. And we're back to live. 8-7 at half, another even split. This time it's actually going to be favoring the CT side of AdAstra. Pistol is probably at its least important moment because of that. Still, pistol rounds are pretty huge for determining, you know, early momentum for obvious reasons. I mean, the pistol is important, but you know, NERO Esports, if they lose this, it's fine. It's not the end of the world for them. And that might be good news for them too, because this setup over towards bathrooms is, I would say, scary, but they actually don't get any kills. Crack shot, oh my god, almost he with that kill too. We're fine, however. No worries at all. 4v1 for Tactile to overcome, and it should be NERO evening things up after the second pistol of play. I don't feel like that was the deepest of rounds. Oh, yeah, there we have it. Not much to write home about there. Didn't seem too exciting. Just a solid push out from the NERO camp. Ends up doing the job just fine. Didn't really have to use much util either. Completely wrecking that bathroom setup is more than enough to be effective. Grag with a mag 7, which is kind of interesting to note. Bear also has that Zeus, which could be nice. I don't see it getting more than, you know, maybe a free kill before getting traded out. I don't even see him like getting that gun, is what I should say. But maybe this mag 7 could be a bit more scary. Maybe the Deagle could as well. No? No dice. NERO Esports are not playing around. They just want a dub. And they will get it. Look at this. Oh my god, JJ is bloodthirsty. It's a game of Metal Gear Solid right now. From Tactile and Bear. JJ Lois. Oh, wait, does he actually die to this? Oh no. Oh, he actually does. You hate to see it. Oh well. Funny moments aside, it will still, far and away, be NERO Esports taking this one. What the hell was that one from Tactile? What the hell is that one from Tactile? What is going on? I was about ready to call it. I was going to take a sip of water and say, okay, we're all fine. AdAstra, they lose this round, but they'll have guns. But suddenly, it's a little bit too close for comfort. Thank God NERO closed it out at the end, but it should not at all gotten that close. Finally, I can breathe. I can drink a sip of water without being surprised by the crazy antics of either one of these teams. The money not quite good enough to afford weapons, and so it'll be more pistols, excluding that scout that I believe Antoine has. Good tag in. This reminds me a lot of what JJ was doing previously with the scout. If he can just keep up these tags, it's going to be more than enough for the pistols to actually capitalize upon. I need to keep an eye on him because there is a lot that he could actually eke out of this. I'm not so excited about Grag's positioning, however. This is a really, really risky off angle. At least it's good for a decent tag. Antoine, unfortunately, can't stay alive. Could have been huge, but it's all fine. It's not the end of the world if they lose this. AdAstra have a bye coming up after this, but they might actually have a chance to make it a little bit deeper in this round. Once again, I am caught off guard by the sheer amount of power that is on the AdAstra field. as Toad is now on for 3 kills. Maybe gonna get number 4 here. Again, the dream of players with 4 names finding clutches comes true once more. AdAstra on an eco round. They steal it away this time. I cannot believe it. They're just so damn good. Regardless of what you give them, they just pop off. Absolutely disgusting. I'm genuinely lost for words. I don't know how they can do that. Well, AdAstra, I mean, on that note, we'll suddenly flip this round right on its head and become heavily favored to win it. NERO Esports don't have the slightest chance in the world to do nearly the kind of damage that Toad did. They'll quickly make their way onto double digits, 10 to their name. This game is still neck and neck. And another bye will be on the board for NERO Esports. This is going to decide a lot. Probably one of the more important rounds of this entire game. Not only does it determine who gets a lead, if NERO Esports will steal back a tie, but also economically this means a lot too. NERO Esports using the last of their money just to afford the rifles on their backs. AdAstra, they're doing better. But if they lose this, they have minimum loss bonus. So if they lose this in a dominant fashion, they're going to be, you know, in the trenches. Well, when it comes to early damage, Maz is going to be a recipient of it from Toad, I believe. That spam over towards water was pretty great. Holding on to it. Maz spots a jump peak. But won't do anything with it. Just exchanging fire back and forth. And Antoine, as I say that, has already snuck up behind Long. NERO, did they seriously not check on anything happening over towards Long? Greg and Antoine are both there. I didn't keep an eye on it because I didn't think surely it was going to amount into anything, but apparently it did. Oh no, this is worst case scenario. NERO Esports need to kind of patch up their holes in the default. They have 0 map control to their names, and they need to work for every single inch. And so they'll full send it Long. This is going to be free play for Greg, most likely. Antoine makes first contact. Peek out from Greg. There's 1 kill, but traded out. Antoine, because of that smoke, isn't able to help his comrade out. But Toad most certainly is. Getting both kills. Christ, Toad is on one at the moment. 25 and 13. He is having a monstrous game. Again, I said that the experience is really, really notable. It's definitely showing up right now. I don't feel like he's going to be stopping anytime soon. Considering how he's playing, this looks easy for Toad. Well, it doesn't look good once more as the NERO camp are once again put onto pure shambles. AdAstra, I mean, honestly, I can see them running away with this game from here on out. I could see NERO not finding a single one left. This next rifle round goes their way, AdAstra. I mean, they're going to be close to the finish line. There's still some fight in the NERO side of things. Don't get me wrong. They've actually made this real opportune. And a 2v5, Ploki has squeaked out 3. Man's just kind of along for the ride, being carried in Ploki's backpack at the moment. But it's fine. As long as you get the round, who cares who pops off the most? It's a team game, baby. Anything goes. Well, on that note, NERO Esports, they have evened things up, but are still at kind of this innate disadvantage, both with the guns that they have, as well as the utility on the side of AdAstra just being far and away better. Maz having his backpack go down doesn't exactly make things a little bit easier. Plus, he's given away his position. Good attempt from NERO. Very, very good attempt from them. Being able to find 3 kills. Ploki did his job, but, you know, more than enough. But not quite enough to fall the beasts of AdAstra as they will move on to 12. We get into another pretty big moment of the game. The money not wearing thin from AdAstra, but they're starting to, you know, distribute their funds a little bit more. Tactile is still doing healthy, but 3150 on Toad means that if they lose that gun, they're probably going to have to force up everything they can. We'll be seeing like a mishmash of pistols and a couple of rifles. Hell, maybe even a scout, considering how we saw, I believe, Antoine play with it a bit earlier. Toad at 25 kills still. Searches for a little bit more here. That spam might do the trick. Oh, that HE actually might do the trick instead. Down to 52. Not too shabby. That's good enough, especially with the kill that they have behind it. Toad, unfortunately, isn't able to pop off this round as well. Smoke will go down towards long, meaning that NERO have basically taken over the site free of charge. But that Molotov is actually such a sick lineup from Greg. It denies the plant. Not that that matters, because the bomb is actually out in no man's land at the moment. AdAstra have just stumbled upon such a massive opportunity. Crackshot needs to go huge, but he doesn't. Greg actually does instead. The workaround to find a couple of picks with the ops. Let's just go ahead and keep the cam on Greg. Let's be honest here. He's the one who's popping off. He's found 3 kills, all of which were massive, massive kills to find at that. And who would have thought a player with that advanced experience just shows up the NERO side. JJ with 15 seconds probably should just try to hide and get away with that AK. Probably not give it up if they can so possibly help it, but hindsight's 2020. Maybe he thought he had a chance. And that doesn't prove to be the case, and NERO Esports will again drop another round. They need to start coming online very, very soon. Pistols galore. Not much to note on this side of things. They're just going to try rushing B, but it won't do much of anything. There we are. Bear with the first. A trade out. Whoa. Okay, NERO. I'm wildly impressed with actually how much damage they've done. They've gotten this into 2 versus 2. I was about ready to call it quits for them and say that AdAstra would go up on 14, but once again, I'm surprised by the pistol players. And once again, we are dismissed at the last possible moment. Another good attempt, though. Considering what NERO were working with there, I'm surprised they even made it out of Monster. Usually a lot of times when you see B rushes at all levels of play, you know, whether it's ESEA main, advanced, MDL, you pretty much always see full shutdowns like that work, unless it's like a B rush on pistols or something. But the util is really doing the trick, kind of as they go. AdAstra, they're more than ready to deal with it this time, though. Fool me once. Shame on us. Fool me twice. Still shame on us. Oh my god. NERO, they filled the kill feed for a while there. Respectable effort. As they once again get it down. This time into 1 versus 1. Better results than the 2v2 last time around, sure, but not quite the dub that they're looking for. Anybody's round at this point. So much time on the clock means that Corroded Beef, I wouldn't be surprised if he got away with it. Maybe a wrap towards heaven. I think really, I would have loved to see that. Making a lot of noise on the site, Corroded Beef. Yeah, he's just going to try to get the plant down. Really, really difficult position from Beef. That flash could have been his chance, but Greg, man, has no fear. Just rushes right past it, takes a kill, takes a round, and takes match point for AdAstra. Looking to be very one-sided at the finish. As for kill distribution, JJ is leading the charge on the NERO side at 22 kills. But Toad, oh my lord, what a sick game he's had. 29. Second highest is Greg, I believe. Yeah, I didn't even look. Antoine is as well as tied. But, I mean, Greg has had so many big impact rounds where, although Toad has done fantastic, I can't help but say that Greg has been probably one of the most important people this entire game. And it'll actually be a 30 bomb on that note. A 31 bomb for Toad. They're just feeding him kills at this point. The yellow-bellied Toad actually feeds on two things. Bugs and NERO Esports players. As we won't harshly learn. 1v1. Maz dancing behind the smoke. Actually wins it. A 1v2. Keeps the dream at least somewhat alive for NERO. I wouldn't say healthy, but they're on life support. They're chugging along. It's been a rough game for NERO, so they'll take anything they can get. The money is pretty crappy for AdAstra as well, so look to see this Negev maybe be, you know, kind of the funny haha moment. Antoine doesn't hit the first shot with a scout. Will he be given a second chance? Yes, he is. What can Greg do with this? I'm curious. Okay. Yeah, it's about right for the Negev. Loses the fight to the Galil. NERO Esports, they will happily farm a couple of eco kills. 15-11. Look, Toad, I'm a big fan, man, but I don't think you're going to win this 1v5. Yeah, didn't think so. NERO go up to 11. A little bit of life yet left in them yet. If they can get this next rifle round, there's a decent chance they can at least push us a bit further. But AdAstra, even if they lose this, still have another good chance to get more guns into their hands. So I'm not really hedging my bets on them just yet. NERO Esports need to show up with a little bit more. They haven't been fully convincing to me yet. Toad rotating early. Well, this hold is actually incredibly aggressive from AdAstra. What is Greg's plans with that flashbang? Just toss it, underhand it. Maybe get a kill. Sure, we'll take those. Greg, again, more impact frags. This is why I say he's been, like, low-key the MVP of this entire game. Those are some huge, huge kills to find, and because of that, things look a little bit scarier. Greg with another. Now Toad is going to be coming in, trying to feast on a little bit more. NERO Esports, they're down, but they're not quite out yet. This is a possible 2v4 for them to win. But Toad could shut this down in a moment. Greg, his teammate, falls. And now left all on Toad to hold down the site. Rotates are quickly coming. But Toad needs to find one more kill here, and he does. 34. Can he get number 35 and get halfway to that 40 bomb? Or not halfway. You know what I mean. Halfway past the 30 mark to get that 40 bomb. Being boosted on top. No way JJ is going to be ready for this angle. Yeah, he's not. 2 HP. It's done. 16-11 for AdAstra and 35 kills for Toad. His impact is undeniable. Definitely my MVP pick for this game, but not far behind is Greg. He had some disgustingly important rounds, and I feel if he didn't have that sort of effect, we could have seen this easily going the other way. That's going to do it for me, at least in the second game. But we're not quite done yet. We have one more game on our hands here. It's going to be another NERO Esports game. Again, I'm just getting through their entire backlog at this point. Versus Attune. I'm just going to go ahead and take a couple of seconds to recoup and take a breather before actually heading right back into the fray. Should be just a couple of seconds. Don't go away for too long. I'm not even sure if anyone's watching at this point, to be honest. But hey, if you are, I appreciate you. We'll see you soon.